Yo, what up? It is the 21st of May, 2024, and it is currently 9:43 p.m. on a Tuesday. It's actually a Tuesday today, unlike yesterday, where I erroneously claimed it was a Tuesday, when it was actually Monday. And because it's Tuesday, you know, there's not usually... Tuesday's the most boring day. I think we can all accept that. Because, you know, Monday's the day everyone hates because it's getting back into the work week. And then and Wednesday's hump day. Thursday is like... I mean, Thursday's the Friday before Friday, really. Like, you know, Friday everyone checks out, but Thursday you're sort of checking out because you know Friday is the next day. And then Friday's Friday and the weekend is the weekend, of course. Eek, S-Monkey, listen. Promise me you won't tell me what I was just doing here, John Warners. Huh? You didn't see it. Oh, good, John Warners. Good. John Warners. Look up, I think this orange... He says, this orange is Gyniminosaurus. It's a really good video. I, used to be pretty, well, usually I think I am. I'm pretty... Hugh's trying to leave. Let's stop this. Usually I'm pretty, I have a lot of scrutiny with my liked videos on YouTube, but I have 400 of them. But, like, I assure you that, they all have good reasons behind them. Although I do have 2 of the same video liked. So I guess I might need to comb through that sometime. Sometimes I just go through my watch my liked videos. Because, I don't know, I mean, I even, like, I don't use Instagram, or I don't use Instagram anymore, because I hate it and I think it's stupid, but I've had to be using it for something. And, okay, he's gonna stay. And I realized I had a whole, like, set of, like, from when I did use it, I had a whole bunch of videos, or, like, just memes on it in general that I had, not saved, but, like, favorited or whatever. And I went through it all one day, and they were all pretty funny still. Some of them weren't, but... Oh! Hey, look! Cube's using the, stereo that I got him, and he's got some music playing in his house. Isn't that nice? Yeah. I mean, the rest of his house looks... you know. But, that's pretty cool. What would you say is the distance between our hearts? It's not 3 feet. It's not an inch. Yeah, I guess I would say about the same thing, maybe. Let's move closer, okay? You smell like milk tea. Okay, bye, Cube. Well, maybe I should try giving furniture to people more often to try and fix their houses a little bit. The problem is, like, you know, when they're into, like, bug catching and fishing, they'll ask for fish and bugs for days on end. Which is, you know, it's annoying. Because, you know, if you do give them the bug or the fish, they'll put it in their house and then it'll look ugly. But you don't want to just keep having to deal with them asking about it all the time. Don't need to be reminded of the fishing tourney results. I'm pretty chilled out at the moment. I'm not high or anything. I don't really said it like that. But, you know, I've been, I guess, evaluating my work schedule. And I think I've been doing a bit better. At least over the past, like, day. Last day, yesterday I thought I did a pretty good amount of work. Anyway, hey, S-Monkey, you seem pretty confident that you're this bug expert, but you're far from being one. This is where, you're far from being done. This is where the real battle begins. You're listening from now on. If you let even one of them go, you've lost. Got that? With me in this battle. Keep winning. I mean, I do have the golden net. Oh, wait. Actually, I've got to show something off that I think I remember this being a feature, but I don't I've never done it in this series, and I've never done it in general. So if you're in touchscreen mode, now if you touch another villager, which I know sounds weird, they'll wave to you, which is pretty interesting. Now, see here, like I said, I knew that. Oh wait, I already went to Hugh's. I knew that was a thing already. Or I remember hearing about it, but I never did it in game. So one day I was in Rolfton and I did it, and I surprised myself because I completely forgot that that was a feature. But I'm pretty sure I remember also hearing, and this is just something I remember just now, is that you can actually use it as a way to gauge how friendly another villager is to you. So, Monique there waves when I tap on her, but if we come over to Tangy, now Tangy, we haven't gotten her picture yet, which presumably means we're not, you know, we haven't become the bestest of friends yet. But like Marina, for example. What? Marina? I think they might have to be a little bit far away from me for it to work. Oh, she bowed. Huh. Where's Tangy? I want to show this off, because I think Tangy... In fact, Tangy and Pango are the same personality type, so I think, even though they're the same personality, they should have different waves. But I don't know where Tangy went. This is what always happens. Did I do the tree yet? Let me just do that real quick. But yeah, it's a very, it's a neat little feature. They really were trying to emphasize the touchscreen in this game, which is like, I mean, I'm not I've never been crazy about it, personally. Especially the way the game sort of switches you between the modes. So, like, I guess if you've never played the game before, when you touch, there's this little icon that shows up in the top left that indicates what mode you're in, and it switches on the first input. But the thing is, because it does that, it doesn't actually accept that first input, which basically means if I say I want to use the touchscreen, it's not... I can't just go, like, look, I can't just go drag it. It switches the mode, and then I can drag it. So that's why I don't use it too often, because I don't like switching between the modes all the time, and I just rather, you know, play the same way, I guess. But I mean... Yeah, and in New Leaf, I know they ended up changing that so you can just, you know, switch at any time. I think the reason why they did it like this is because this game in particular puts the gameplay on the bottom screen, whereas New Leaf actually put it on the top screen and made the bottom screen the map and stuff, which I personally prefer that, but I get why they did it like this in this game, because they really wanted to emphasize the sky being in this game, which... Obviously, I don't achieve very well because I don't film it, but it's a pretty important part of the game, and I do appreciate it still because it's a very nice, you know, distinctive quality of it, that the sky is always fully visible like this. But it also means that if you were to do an action, you know, where you touch the screen, but if you were to do that by accident, you could accidentally do something you didn't want to do. So I think they make that mode switch a thing so that you're not accidentally switching between the modes, or you're not accidentally doing erroneous inputs because you've just like grazed the touchscreen. Also, Pango got the fishing trophy that I gave her. She didn't win. I actually won the fishing tourney one day, and I gave this to her just because I didn't want it anymore. Tangy and Marina, it's so adorable. They're in the same organic green tea club. Not that there's anything suspicious about that, Snoof, right? Nothing to say about it. Oh, she's got a sitar. In the older Animal Crossing games, the instrument items would play your town tune in the style of that instrument, but I think starting in New Leaf, they would just make a tone in the style of that instrument instead. Now, I've heard that the key of that tone actually does change to suit the background music, but it's always a random note, which means it doesn't, you know, it doesn't really sound that coherent still. One of my favorite, like, in-game instruments is the Ocarina and Ocarina of Time, the Zelda game. Because the way they do it in that is, if you don't, I guess if you haven't played the game, which you should, by the way, it's a good game, you use the Ocarina, and by inputting I think it's the D-pad, no, the C-stick, I guess, I think it's still called the C-stick on the N64, even though it's not a stick. The C buttons, that's what they're called. By inputting the C buttons, which is up, left, right, and down, as well as the A button has its own note as well. Inputting them in a specific order, you can play songs that you've learned, and you use the songs to do certain actions, like warping to certain places. But what's interesting is that because, you can input the notes, basically, when you play a song in that game, it's just recognizing you putting in a series of inputs. But because of that, you can play the songs incorrectly, and because you can play the songs incorrectly, you can basically play whatever you want, using those notes of the ocarina. And what's even cooler is that in addressing that, they actually added in pitch bending on the notes. So if you're holding, if you're holding a button or pressing a button, like to play a note, and then you move the analog stick up and down, you can bend the pitch of the note up and down, which I think actually lets you do like half notes. I don't know if you can do quarter notes with it. I don't know anything about music, but it means you can do a pretty wide range on the ocarina in that game. And some people have with Majora's Mask in particular, which adds more instruments, have like done full song covers just using those instruments and, playing it like a real instrument, I guess. It's pretty cool, and it's like, so that'd probably be my favorite, like, playable instrument in a game. At least one where that's not the focus of the game. Like, obviously something like, Guitar Hero, that's like the whole point. But the fact that they just added that in, just as a little thing you can do, I think is really fun. Hey, Antonio. Hey, OS Monkey. You do a favor for your buddy, right? Think you could go deliver something to Peewee's for me? As long as you can deliver it within 1 hour, that'll be fine. Sure, Antonio. I wouldn't want to piss him off. Or else I'll be sleeping with the sea basses. The sea bass? Sea basses. Huh. Don't know how you say that. But, so that's interesting though, because Pango had the fishing trophy in her house, and Cube had the stereo in his house. I gave those things to them on different dates, and yet they didn't put them in their houses for a while, and then they suddenly have them in their houses now? That must just be a coincidence, because there's no way that the game has, like, a system for that, like, for when a villager puts furniture in their house. It's probably just random. But that is weird. Oh, hey, Peewee. What's it to you? I never thought I'd say this, but I've really learned a lot from you, so don't expect to hear this all the time, but thanks. Aw. It's cute hearing that from the cranky villagers. You have a delivery from, Mr. Antonio. Oh, it's the gift from Antonio. I totally forgot about it. Heh. Heh, forgetting about a gift is like, forgetting to breathe. I wonder what's in here. Whoa, an optical shirt. Well, I'm impressed. You didn't even put it on. Well, Antonio, I said thanks. I owe you. Okay, I remember Peewee was asking for a graduation gown yesterday, so I am gonna order it today. But I swear to God, if Peewee starts being difficult about it again, I'm gonna be pissed. I was already pissed the first time, I guess. But I'm gonna be pissed for a second time. So what's the, okay, let me think of the characters that have, it was awesome. Let me think. So, Antonio has his own stereo. I'm pretty sure Tangy does. Cube does, as we've confirmed today. Which means I'm not even at, half of the characters having their own music. of all things that they should have in their houses, I think a stereo, obviously, it's, you know, I mean, the visual, it's not, the visual stuff does bother me, the fact that the rooms are so visually dull, but I think it bothers me more that there's no music, because it makes it kind of awkward. So, at a very base level, I just think the music would be a nice thing to give to all of them. Let's see if there's any sort of stereo today. No, there's not. Well, how about I do this in a slow kind of way, where today I'm going to get something for Peewee, including his graduation gown, which last time I scrolled onto, like, perfectly. Let me see. I remember it being pretty close to the bottom. I can't find it, though. Oh. Sorry, I sneezed. Oh, where is it? Let me find it. Wait. No. No. It's 10 p.m. now. I'm being very careful here to not... I guess I could, wait, let me just do it like this. A bit sniffy now. That just came out of nowhere. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Finally. Okay. So, second, I'm going to get him a stereo. So, let's look through the types of stereos. You know what would work for him? I already know. A gramophone or a phonograph. I think it's a phonograph in this game. I wish this had a search function, although I'm not particularly surprised that it doesn't, because, you know, it's pretty basic. And I don't know how much, you know, it would probably add a lot to have to add a search function to something like this. Phonograph, it is. It's number 463, so it's pretty far down. Let's just start from the bottom and then work our way up. Having the numbers beside it will also be nice, although that's more so something for me specifically, because that's how I've got them ordered on my thing. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, a lot of these stereos are like right next to each other. But I mean, of course Peewee's gonna have the phonograph. He's an old timer. Now, do I have any other... do I have any other items? No, other than this parquet floor. Well, that's almost going to be it for today. Let's just do clothes shopping and then go get a coffee and then that'll be it. I might try and find Tangy so I can show off her wave. Because I think that's a good way... I don't know if it is a good way of showing friendliness, because Marina bowed at me. I don't know. I mean, that's still respectful, obviously, but I wonder if that's because she's a different villager type. Let me see. I don't have all this stuff already. Let's see. Waving AC Wild World. Let's see. Waving is an action that can be done around crossing. Players have a better chance of obtaining a picture of the villager. Wait, really? Lazy and normal villagers will bow, while peppy, jock, cranky, snooty, smug, and sisterly villagers will wave. If the villager likes the player, happy music, a little ding will play in the background. Happy music, that's grammatically incorrect. On the other hand, if the villager dislikes the player, angry music, a piano dropping, or wind blowing will play in the background. Waving too much to a villager in Wild World will cause the villager to think that the player has talked to them too much, making them unable to be talked to for a few minutes. Okay, so... That's interesting that a villager can dislike you. I don't think I've ever encountered that before. Probably because, you know, that's pretty difficult to do. Okay, let's see. What does Tangy think? Let's hear the music. Sounds pretty nice to me. I mean... Happy music, a little dingle in the background. Yeah, that tracks. But Tangy hasn't given me a picture yet. Oh wait, did she? Was it Monique who hasn't given me a picture yet? They're both cats, so I'm kind of getting them confused. Also, they're both... Sorry, voice crack. They're both the two most recent villagers. No, I got Monique's. Okay, yeah, that was, Tangy then. It's an interesting mechanic. So I believe in City Folk the way it works is the same, but instead you use the cursor on the Wii, which... you know, I remember using... Like, you used to hear so much about how that thing kind of sucked, but I think the secret is to have it... Well, for me personally... you know, you have to put it at the edge of whatever you've got it on. So for a shelf that you're putting your TV on, if you want to put it below the TV screen, which is what I personally do, then what you want to do is you want to put it as far to the front as you can without it falling. Because if you put it sort of, like, you know, further back on the shelf, then, you know, it's not high enough, and sometimes it, like, gets interrupted, I think. So you kind of have to just have it as, you know, out as possible. But yeah, I do recall it being a little bit finicky sometimes, but also sometimes that just requires cleaning the little sensor on the top of the Wii remote or the bar itself. Anyway, care for a cup of java to pick you up? It's 200 bells. What blend would you like? The usual? Whatever you say. Then up comes 1 cup of your favorite blend spoon. Whatever you say. Ooh, pigeon milk. Care for a little pigeon milk to put in it? Yes, please. I think you're going to be very pleased. And it goes. There we go. The perfect temperature to bring out the flavor. 176 degrees. 1 fresh brewed cup. Drink up. Thanks, I will. Sweet and mild. This can be none other than the world-renowned pigeon blend. Thanks. Yeah, you know, people kind of give shit to the Wii, particularly in the motion controls department, but I don't know. I never really found too many problems with them. Granted, you know, I mostly played the good Wii games and didn't really touch most of the shitty stuff, which for the Wii's case was a lot of stuff because of how much, you know, shovelware it had. But I think it was good technology that was just kind of used poorly. I don't remember it being particularly, like, bad to use. Although, obviously, Wii Motion Plus was better because it had the, I think it was that it had a gyroscope, because I believe the original Wii remotes didn't have a gyroscope. Anyway, that's enough, little hardware talk. And that's just enough as well for today, because it's the end of the day. Yeah, tomorrow will be, I'll deliver that, that phonograph to Peewee, and we'll see if he puts it in his house. Yeah, that's gonna be it.